What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Forbidden Land podcast. Short episode this week again. Sorry. But it's because I skipped last week and all the news I have is super old. And I'm going to make another episode before the end of the week. Quick update, I'm eating these wafers. These Mexican wafers. Pretty good. I put them in the fridge, they're all cold. Really mushy, though. Mm-mm-mm. So, more Epstein stuff has been going down. Since I've been gone, there's now more information about Trump and Epstein's relationship. Like the fact that he made him a really, perverted letter for his 50th. I don't have access to the article, apparently. But yeah, it's like some letter where he drew a naked woman, signed her crotch with his name so it looked like pubic hair, wrote some fake kind of conversation between the two about how they share some secret, literally writing him a birthday letter. Happy birthday, my sex offender friend. Had a lot of fun doing those kids with you. That's literally what it is. It's just a secret is a sacred bond between two people, and we share that secret. And so happy birthday, Jeffrey Epstein, and to many more wonderful secrets. I mean, that's literally what it is. Absolutely cooked. And so then Trump filed a lawsuit against Rupert Murdoch, the owner of Wall Street Journal and Fox News. So shut up. So hope, I wonder if, it won't be, because I just watched the news earlier, and they're still glazing his fucking penis, his wiener. They're still glazing his wiener on Fox News, but maybe this will lead to a turnaround of Fox News shitting all over the president. So if you're wondering, they still have not published the Epstein files. They keep posturing like they would, but they won't. The Wall Street Journal also said that Trump was briefed on all of this back in May, which would lead to why they won't release the Epstein files. There's now footage of Epstein at Trump's wedding.
You're looking at newly uncovered photos of Jeffrey Epstein attending the wedding of Donald Trump and Marla Maples. CNN has uncovered archive photos and videos that sheds new light on the relationship between Trump and Epstein. In December 1993, Epstein was photographed walking into the Plaza Hotel, confirming that he was a guest at Trump's second wedding to Marla Maples. And a few months earlier, Epstein was photographed with Donald Trump and two of his children at the opening of the Harley-Davidson Cafe in New York. And footage from a 1999 Victoria's Secret fashion show in New York shows Trump and Epstein laughing and chatting ahead of the runway event with then Melania Noss. All three were later spotted sitting front row as models walked down the runway. These photos and videos were taken years before the first allegations surfaced that Epstein sexually abused underage girls, and Trump has not been accused of any wrongdoing in relation to Epstein by law enforcement. But they come amid new scrutiny over the relationship between...
Excuse me? By law enforcement, yeah, so we're gonna excuse... at that point you can... I guess not. I guess you can make the argument that Bill Clinton was seen with him after the conviction. So never mind. But still, you're not that close to somebody like that and not know what the dude's up to. Come on. It's horseshit. You know he had some involvement. Whatever that involvement is, I don't know. But come on.
Between the two men after the Justice Department's recent decision not to release long-promised files related to the Epstein case. I called the president and asked him about this, and he said he didn't want to talk to, quote, fake news. Later in a statement to CNN, the White House called the photos, quote, out-of-context frame grabs of innocuous videos and pictures, and that the president previously kicked Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago for, quote, being a creep. It's clear that the two men ran in the same social circles, but some corners of Trump's MAGA movement have become critical of Trump's handling of the case, and more questions are left on how close the two men were and why their relationship soured. You're looking at...
Now, like, come on, dude. There's more photos of him than me and my grandparents. Like, let me find that one video that the Democrats posted, which I actually thought was kind of funny, if I'm being honest. Because, you know, the Democratic Party itself sucks, but they clearly hired some somewhat young guy. They hired some somewhat young person to run the account. Dang, dude, they post so much. What is this? Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, the Democratic Party TikTok account is a little goated. Like, unironically. That's actually shocking. Here you go.
Every night at dinner.
This audio is crazy.
Every night at dinner. I'll be there. Every birthday party. I'll be there. Every Christmas. I'll be there.
Insane. Insane. Like, there are so many photos of them together. I already know that all this is kind of old news at this point, because it's been about a week or two in news. The news cycle is like boom, 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 news something every week. But this will not be dropped. I mean, he literally is still responding to questions about it. Someone asked him about, like, Virginia Jeffrey, and I don't know how you pronounce her name, and how you know, Epstein was abducting women and little girls from Mar-a-Lago, or teenage girls from Mar-a-Lago, and he's still responding to it. Oh, and her family's even... Oh my god, dude. Where's his answer? I want to see the raw footage. Oh, here we go.
Has a certain reputation, obviously. Just curious, were some of the workers that were taken from you, were some of them young women?
With some of them.
Were some of them young women?
Well, I don't want to say, but everyone knows the people that were taken, and it was the concept of taking people that work for me is bad, but that story's been pretty well out there, and the answer is yes, they were.
Yes, they were young
Yeah.
women. What did they do?
In the spa.
What kind of jobs? In the spa?
Yeah, it's people that work in the spa. I have a great spa, one of the best spas in the world at Mar-a-Lago, and people were taken out.
Literally starts bragging about his spa while discussing the kidnapping and trafficking of young girls. Is crazy. And listen to how he frames it too. He doesn't frame it like they were being kidnapped and abducted, or like lured away from Mar-a-Lago. Even though that's what actually happened, they were trafficked from Mar-a-Lago. They were lured away from it. He talks about it like he was, like Epstein was stealing a business asset from him. Like that's all they were to him, just assets or employees. And Epstein was just building a client base of employees and stealing his workers. Like that's literally how he frames it. It's so stupid.
Spa, hired by him. In other words, gone. And other people would come and complain, this guy is taking people from the spa. I didn't know that. And then when I heard about it, I told them, I said, listen, we don't want you taking our people, whether it was spa or not spa. I don't want him taking people. And he was fine. And then not too long after that, he did it again, and I said, out of here.
Mr. President,
He's so proud of that, by the way. He's like, yeah, I kicked him out. Come on, bro. We know that you're still fond of him. We know that, you know, like, we know that you're still fond of him. We know that you still don't think much of him. You hired Alex Acosta to be your labor secretary, which was the same DA that gave him that Epstein that sweetheart deal. You're surrounded by, you love the Dersh, Alex Dershowitz, Epstein's lawyer. Like, come on. And he also called Ghislaine Maxwell a fine person and that he wishes her well. Insane. Yeah, I love how proud he seems of, like, I kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. Okay, dude. Okay. And I have to get a haircut soon.
did one of those stolen, persons, that include Virginia Jeffrey?
I don't know. I think she worked at the spa. I think so. I think that was one of the people. Yeah. He stole her.
One, why were underage girls working at this spa like that? And how would he not know? She's one of the most famous examples of a victim that was trafficked. She's the one that implicates Prince Andrew, a member of the royal family. So, like, come on. It's just so ridiculous. He clearly knows who she is. He's just trying to distance himself from her as much as possible.
And by the way, she had no complaints about us, as you know.
She's dead now, by the way. The whole she has no complaints about us. She's dead. Like, she literally can't defend herself in that regard. That's why her family's responding. If you noticed earlier, I said her family responded. It's because she killed herself. Like, a few months ago, I think.
The family of one of Jeffrey Epstein's most high-profile victims, Virginia Giuffre, is seeking answers from President Trump after his comments earlier this week. Take a listen.
He took people that worked for me, and I told him don't do it anymore, and he did it. And I said, stay the hell out of here.
Mr. President, did one of those stolen, persons, that include Virginia Jeffrey?
I don't know. I think she worked at the spa. I think so. I think that was one of the people. Yeah. He stole her.
Giuffre's brothers and sisters-in-law saying in a statement, quote, "It makes us ask if he was aware of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell's criminal actions, especially given his statement 2 years later that his good friend Jeffrey, quote, likes women on the younger side, no doubt about it, unquote. We and the public are asking for answers. Survivors deserve this," unquote. CNN's chief White House correspondent and anchor Caitlin Collins is here with me now. Caitlin, his staff hates this story, and yet President Trump keeps talking about it.
And also keeps revealing information that is keeping it very much in the news cycle.
Exactly. That's the hilarious part, is that he keeps giving us new info that we didn't know before. It's so stupid. It's like a cartoon, dude. It's like a cartoon. He keeps choosing to answer these instead of ignoring them. His ego is so big and he's so narcissistic that he will choose to answer these questions, which reveals new information that we weren't aware of before, and then keeps it in the news cycle. It's so dumb. And now he's told the Justice Department to release more files. The FBI is redacting names of people who were private citizens at the time of the crimes, meaning that they're redacting Trump's name from the files because he was a private citizen at the time of the crime. And so that's what they're doing with that. Apparently they're releasing more footage, like a better angle of the jail cell. So this is something I didn't know. When I was watching the jail cell footage, I don't know if I've ever updated what I said about it, but here, let me look it up. Epstein jail cell footage. Because the Justice Department released footage of the prison cell. Yeah, FBI memo. So here's the video file, and I pulled it up, and I was saying I was like, what the fuck am I looking at? And it was edited, and there's the missing minute, and look, they even reframed the video. It's like, it's obviously been edited. Like, come on. But when it goes from like 11:58 to midnight, it just jumps like a full minute, and it recrops the entire footage. Like, look at this. Video like CCTV camera experts and people who've dealt with security footage and cyber experts and stuff all say that this is very unusual. This is not normal for a camera system even this old. Look at that. The full minute jump and the recrop. Like, it's been edited, bro. Come on. This is the most obvious edit of all time. They even recropped it. Like, they've all said this makes no sense. And apparently they're releasing new footage that doesn't have the minute missing. So that already contradicts what they said before. But apparently they're talking about releasing new footage from another angle without the minute missing. And they keep talking about the files. And it's like, guys, this is completely destroying his base. Like, now they're out here being like, oh, there's a hostile alien entity out in space. Just to distract even more from the Epstein files. Everyone heard that. They didn't care. Went right back to the Epstein files. He went to Europe, signed these trade deals with the UK and the EU and all these other places. Nobody cared. They're still talking about the Epstein stuff. Like, literally as recently as yesterday. What hurricane? What? Oh, there's a hurricane in the Atlantic Ocean. What the fuck? Oh my god. I didn't know that. I guess that's why the temperature dropped a whole 10 degrees and it's raining. They keep talking about it. He did these tariff deals. No one cares. Canada came out and took a recognizing Palestine as a state stance. Bro put like heavy ass tariffs on them. No one's talking about it because they're all focused on the Epstein stuff. It's so crazy to watch. Let me look and see what the latest stuff is, because there's some other stuff like they're saying I'm in the Sith files, that I was on Korriban investing or harvesting Kyber with Darth Plagueis. Who's still talking about this guy? Can you believe this? Oh, now Trump is saying that the US is prepared for nuclear war with Russia, just to distract even more from the Epstein files. The FBI reportedly redacted Trump's name from the files, along with other prominent public figures. You know, damn. Whoa, 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 whoa. What is this, brother? What is this? Hold on. I think I just found a video clip that's insane. Yeah, Newsmax. Okay. So Trump is also talking about pardoning Ghislaine Maxwell, saying, well, I have the ability to do it. Why would you say that? He wants to pardon Ghislaine Maxwell. He wants Ghislaine Maxwell to testify in some way that would make the Trump administration look good. Now Newsmax is saying that Ghislaine Maxwell is actually not all that bad.
The world. He could have easily gotten away with saying, you know, what the media wanted to hear. But he didn't.
Oof, she looks horrible. Wow. She didn't look too good, dude. She's not looking too good.
And I find that remarkably human, and it's telling, and it signals to me that there's something else going on here, and that it's an injustice. It reminds me of when President Trump, among anybody in the country really in public office, he would talk about Ashley Babbitt. Do you remember that? And he gained nothing.
God, dude.
Really, politically, from talking about that. I mean, he scored points with me and those who know the truth about Ashley Babbitt, but there are a lot of folks, Republicans even, a lot of folks did not want to talk about January 6th. He did. He did. It reminds me of the kind of this, has the same feel. Ghislaine Maxwell, he would talk about, and he did it in a certain way. Now, folks, I know people are horrified when I say there's a possibility that this individual just might be innocent.
Oh my God.
But think about it.
Do you think this guy really believes what he's saying right now, or do you think he's like choking out the words because they're forcing him to? He doesn't sound like he's all in it. He sounds like he's a little disturbed by what he's being told to say right now. Oh my gosh. This is definitely an interesting line of propaganda they're spewing here.
Who's told?
Saying one of the most notorious sex traffickers in the country that's still alive is potentially innocent because the Democratic administration put her in prison instead of the Republican one. Kind of insane.
Told us about her. The most reviled institutions in America, right?
I don't even think
the
Fox
media
News would do this.
And the Biden Justice Department, right? They did the heavy lifting on this stuff.
Bro, he is saying that. He's saying that because the Biden administration prosecuted her. It's not legitimate. Oh my God. People saying this is pure evil. Somebody else said 1,000 victims, Greg. Where were your parents Satanists? Oh my gosh. Watching them try to rehabilitate Ghislaine Maxwell, a convicted sex trafficker, should shock me more. It really should, but it doesn't. Hey, Greg Kelly, go fuck yourself. Oof, man. Yeah, he calling the girls her slaves. Ooh. Question: who did Emmy work for? Answer: Ghislaine. Question: did Maxwell ever refer to Emmy by any particular term? Answer: she called her a slave. Oh, she called her slave. Oof. This is rough. There's this clip that I just found that was also on Newsmax. This should be another rough one.
I didn't realize she'd be in the room, but she's on my list. Caroline Levitt.
She's become a star. It's that face, it's that brain, it's those lips, the way they move like she's a machine gun. Is she in the room?
She's in the room.
She's a star, and she's great. She's a great person, actually, but she's, I don't think anybody has ever had a better press secretary than Caroline. She's been amazing.
Mr. President, to answer this, I didn't realize.
He really does just think that his press secretary is hot, and that's the only reason he hired her, huh? Damn, I didn't think people were actually right about that. That's insane. Oof. Dude, Caroline Levitt is such a mouthpiece for the White House. It's so crazy. Whoa, Biden allies prepared to unload stories about Kamala Harris if she discusses Biden's cognitive decline. Dude, the Democratic Party is so fucking cooked. Oh my god. The Democratic Party is so cooked, brother. Speaking of it being cooked, Marjorie Titan Green came out and proposed an amendment to defund the Iron Dome. It was obviously going to fail. There's like maybe 10 people in the entire congressional part of the government that don't have ties to AIPAC or J Street. And I'm being generous with that number 10 because I'm pretty sure it's lower than that. But I'm going to be generous with it. People who don't get funding from liberal Zionist organization J Street, or people who don't get funding from AIPAC. There's not a lot of people. So her proposing this amendment, whether it comes out of a place of anti-Semitism or what, it seems like she's framing it as a government spending issue. We know it's just because she's anti-Semitic, but nonetheless, it's still an anti-Israel amendment, even if she is a disgusting Nazi for doing it. I don't know why she's not taking AIPAC money. It is a little shocking that she's doing this. But she proposed an amendment to defund the Iron Dome. She said that Israel has no debt, for the most part, at least negligible debt compared to our $37 trillion debt. And I think she said it's less than 400 billion. I don't know if that's true or not, but her reasons were they don't have a lot of debt, they have a good economy, they have a bunch of social safety nets that we don't have, and they are fully capable of funding their own defense system. They took the vote and I think it got 6 votes in favor of the amendment. It was Marjorie Taylor Greene, Thomas Massie, and then 4 Democrats. One of those Democrats was not AOC. Supposedly pro-Palestinian, anti-Zionist Representative AOC did not vote in favor of this kind of amendment. She voted to keep funding the Iron Dome. Now, is it a performative vote? Yes. Was it 6 or 8? How many? I want to get it right. I would like to get it right. 6. Okay. Yeah, Rashida Tlaib and Al Green and Ilhan Omar, they all voted in favor of this amendment. Green, Thomas Massie was part of that. The only other Republican. And then Summer Lee, I don't know who that is, but sure. Interesting. They all voted to not give Israel Iron Dome funding. So it's all performative, but you should maybe vote in favor of that. She said here's what she said. Marjorie Taylor Greene's amendment does nothing to cut off offensive aid to Israel, nor end the flow of U.S. munitions being used in Gaza. Of course I voted against it. What it does do is cut off defensive Iron Dome capabilities, which allow the actual bombs killing Palestinians to continue. What? Hope you're enjoying the episode. If you want to support us, you can go over to patreon.com/forbiddenlandpod. You can subscribe for $10 a month to get bonus content, or you can subscribe for $1 or $3 a month if you just want to support us. There's also higher tiers if you want to support us even more, even harder, but you don't have to. So head on over to patreon.com/forbiddenlandpod, and for $10 a month you can get the bonus episodes and even bonus content like the outtakes for this little segment. So thanks for supporting us and thanks for listening. Think about that. The Iron Dome funding that we give to Israel, where we give them all these weapons, does she not think that they use some of that in Gaza? It's not all used defensively? The only reason they're even voting to refill the Iron Dome is because of the quick work Iran made of it last month. Or a couple months ago, I mean. That's the only reason why they're voting to refill it. But yeah, she's basically saying because it's not for the offensive weapons, but instead for the defensive ones. That's why I don't support it. So stupid. I have long stated that I do not believe that adding to the death count. So she justifies it by saying that without the defense system, more innocent people would die. However, not realizing that no one can stop the genocide besides us unless the Iron Dome goes away. Because then a foreign nation could threaten them, and their only response would be drop a nuclear bomb on them. And if they did that, that would open a whole new can of worms, which they know they can't do. So, like, that's like the one line that they can't cross, it seems, is the nuclear one. So just, more performative garbage from AOC. It's really dumb. She's lost a lot of credibility with me. Thomas Massey, from what I've seen, I don't think he opposes Israel on an anti-Semitic level, does he? I'm not sure. Has Thomas Massey ever said anything anti-Semitic? He's a Republican. I don't really know anything about him. Let me make sure. How old is that article? Oh, it's not that old. I don't know. The two Republicans are obviously a little sus on that front. Because usually Republicans oppose Israel on an anti-Semitic level. Like if Israel stopped calling itself the Jewish homeland, they would probably be more in support of it. But I know all the Democrats that don't support Israel are doing it on a humanitarian and imperial level. So I'm not really sure. But yeah. Oh, and now Marjorie Taylor Greene's the first Republican to call the bombings in Gaza a genocide. So good job, Democrats. Losing the ideology war with a Republican, a disgusting right-wing, like fully Trump-supporting Republican. So Trump-supporting that Trump won't even call her out directly. He'll only talk about Thomas Massey. The last couple things I'll talk about. Josh Hawley introduced the Pelosi Act, which ends congressional stock trading, which I think is good. I don't think anybody in the government really, like, that's an elected position or an appointed, confirmed by Congress position should be allowed to trade stocks. I just don't think that should be allowed. And they called it the Pelosi Act, which I find actually a little funny. I'll be honest, I find that funny. Because then 7 Republicans voted against it in the committee, and Josh Hawley's the only Republican to vote in favor of it, which then immediately drew the ire of Donald Trump, who immediately started trashing on him. Also, the the act being called the Pelosi Act and the Republicans wanting to support it is really funny. But we'll see if it passes a vote in the Congress. I'm all in on banning congressional stock trading. I've been in favor of that forever now. So I even hold the extreme opinion that if you work for a company, you should be barred from investing in their stock. Because I think it's impossible to prevent insider trading if you're in any way, shape, or form informed of the internal workings of that company. Like, I think it's impossible to prevent insider trading in those instances. Like, if you know the company's going to make a big decision, you just wait till the market's open the moment it drops on that day and you sell. If you think it's going to go bad. Or, like, you buy in now knowing that it's going to yield a large payout. Like, it's really hard to prove insider trading in those instances. I don't think you should be allowed to invest in your company's stock. That includes the CEO, which is a controversial statement, I guess. The last thing, which is super outdated now, is the Coldplay incident. It's the Coldplay incident. This happened so long ago and I wanted to talk about it, but I didn't do an episode last week because I was way too busy. So, like, look at this.
Oh, look at these. Oh, look at these.
Look at that. Just a nice, happy couple having fun watching a Coldplay concert.
Oh, look at these two. Come on.
Where'd it go? Where'd it cut? So she covers her face.
Come on. You're okay?
He drops to the ground.
Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy. I'm not quite sure what to do. Can we rumble you? Okay. Alright. Oh shit. I hope we didn't do something bad. Alright, okay. Hold on. Oh, can we rumble you? Okay.
That's so funny.
Oh shit. Hope we didn't do something bad. Alright, okay.
So here's some like TMZ shit. Apparently the CEO and the guy is a CEO and he was having an affair with his like HR person, the head of his HR, and they were put on investigation, and now I guess he's now attempting to sue Coldplay. Yeah, Andy Byron, the CEO, is planning to file a lawsuit against Coldplay and the concert organizers. He claims the kiss cam moment caused emotional distress and invaded his privacy. A source close to him told Page told them that he did not consent to be filmed and believes the viral moment publicly humiliated him. Cry me a river, bro. They've been doing the kiss cams at concerts and football games and baseball games and all that stuff for decades. Give me a break. That's so funny. What a amazing Coldplay moment. Oh, that's so funny, man. What a little bitch. Alright, there's gonna be another episode on Friday, hopefully. I'm going on a trip this coming week. And if you're watching this, I'm at a cool little event that I will maybe talk about at some point, but not anytime soon. So stay tuned for the episode at the end of the week. Support us on Patreon, patreon.com/forbiddenlandpod to get some bonus content. And thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. You can find us on other streaming platforms like a fridge with the Samsung logo on it, or Apple Podcasts, or whatever other streaming service I'm on at this point. I don't remember. Most of them. YouTube Music. Yeah, that's a good one to promote. The platform you're on right now. Funny enough, YouTube Music having podcasts, it's literally this video, but audio only, which means that like the outro music and whatever else I add to the main episode gets added to the YouTube Music version, but all of the other streaming platforms get the condensed like normal episode without the outro card and like whatever edits I added in. So kind of funny that YouTube Music just is an exact copy of what you're watching right now, but yeah. All right. Adios, fellas. Peace.